What's up, boys, and welcome back to another video. We're going to be going over the NBA buys for the 2025-2026 season. I have a full spreadsheet made, and I want to go over it and kind of explain it all to you, and also some methods to make the most racks possible with NBA coming up. Because if you guys don't know, NBA is the #1 most popular sport on this app, so there's a lot of opportunity to go ahead, make your collection better, get racks, get cool cards, etc., which is what the app's all about at the end of the day. So obviously NBA preseason's already started. I believe the season starts on the 21st? Yeah, 21st is the first game. We got Rockets, Thunder, Warriors, Lakers. So pretty exciting stuff. And I actually do have the Thunder and Rockets as almost must buys for teams. But before we do that, make sure to go ahead and join my group, Copious Investments. You just search up Copious Highlights when you go to the search bar and you go to members. It's in my bio right there. It says about. Join Copious Investments on Reel. And yeah, we got over 1,200 members in here. And as you can see, I have a lot of iconics. I know what I'm doing. And yeah, let's just hop into this. So this is my group. And in it, I have the On This Day Racks tool, which is my site. Works really great. And we also have the investment list down here. And what you want to do, essentially, God, dude, why do people why do I get spammed with these things? You just go here, copy this link, and I'll show you it here in a second. But essentially, I do want to highlight this. I'm not gonna show you guys my my email just because I don't want to leak my email. Or I guess I technically could, but I just don't want to show it too much. But here's you just go into a Google browser and you paste that link and it takes you here, and it's anyone can view it. So as you can see right there on the left, we have the first 10 players you should be buying. Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are the two most important buys in my opinion. And then we got Anthony Edwards, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jalen Brunson. I would say Giannis is probably a better buy than Anthony Edwards. I just think the top 10 is the top 10. We also have Luka, Karl Anthony Towns, James Harden, Cade Cunningham, Donovan Mitchell. Cade Cunningham may be one that isn't nearly as much bought as a guy like LeBron James, Trae Young, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. But he's still going to make you a lot of racks. He's like a 6'8" point guard. He's going to get rebounds. He's going to get hella points, assists. He's a walking triple-double maybe heading into the season. So I think he's going to be a breakout kind of year. And your first 10 players are going to cost you 2,000 racks. I do think you get a free player for your first one, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what they're doing this year. But yeah, and then here are the next 75 buys I would do. Over here in the orange, these are rookies that I would consider buying. Cooper Flag's a really good buy in my opinion. Dylan Harper is kind of mid just because he's on a stacked team. Knipple, I like that buy a lot. VJ Edgecombe's very, very good buy in my opinion. Trey Johnson for Washington, I think he's one of the best scorers to come out of the draft in a long time. Ace Bailey for Utah because they are going to rely on him a lot. And then Jeremiah Fears for the Pelicans is a guy who could end up kind of having a Steven Castle type season towards the end in my opinion. And on this, I got a lot of guys from I did kind of harp on good players from good teams. So for example, Houston, we have Kevin Durant, Şengün, Amen Thompson for Houston, and these are teams I believe in buying. If we go over here, we have the best team buys and kind of my order. So 5 teams is going to cost you 4,000 racks, but I do think buying team cards are actually better value than buying player cards nowadays. I think with just kind of how they're doing it, if you aren't putting boosters, if you're not doing the player pack method, if you're not doing any of that stuff, it's just not really great value, essentially. Jokic and SGA are going to be great every day, boost. Even Embiid is a guy who I have in my top 75 buys for Philly. I believe he's somewhere around in here. And Embiid, when he's on, he's on. When he's not hurt, he's great. And that's going to be a guy who you probably are going to want to buy just for that purpose alone with the new boosters. And, I wouldn't buy him if they had the old system in just because I know he's going to be hurt. And I know the old system with the way they were doing racks for MLB was just great for every single player, that it just made every single card worth buying that you wanted to buy, essentially. There was not a big difference between buying Aaron Judge and buying J.P. Crawford, essentially. Now they kind of made it so, you want to go buy this guy. He may not be very good most of the time. You don't need to buy him. It's not worth buying him. But teams are worth buying because they're going to make you almost a guaranteed 2,000 if they're the Thunder, if they're the Nuggets, if they're the Rockets, the Cavaliers. The Knicks, I don't know how good the Knicks are going to be this year. I do think they're a good team. I don't have the Pacers in here. The Pacers are super injured. Halliburton is not going to play the rest of the year. You will not see the Celtics on this list. The Celtics do not have Tatum. They do not have Porzingis. They do not have Drew Holiday anymore. They lost so many players. They don't even have Al Horford. So, and all they added was Anthony Simons and George Niang. Like, come on. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? So, I don't have them on here. Honorable mentions go to Timberwolves with, Anthony Edwards, Orlando Magic. I'm a Magic fan, so I'm a little biased, but I do think they're a super good team this year. They have Banchero, they have Franz Wagner, they have Desmond Bane, they have Wendell Carter Jr., they have Jalen Suggs, Anthony Black. They got a lot of good players. Spurs are a sneaky one. Obviously, Wembanyama, Fox, Dylan Harper, Castle, Keldon Johnson, Şengün, or not Şengün, but whatever the heck that one guy's name who kind of looks like Dennis Rodman. They have a lot of good players. I mean, I can see them being really Mavericks also. They're super injured with Kyrie, AD, but they got Cooper Flag, PJ Washington. They have Najee Marshall. They have Derek Lively. They have, who else was it, the other center? They have Daniel Gafford. They have a really good team when they're healthy, and I think they compete with anybody. Clippers, they're kind of like a retirement home this year, so I don't know how good they'll be. They just traded Norman Powell as well, so a little scary. Lakers, Warriors, I'd stay away from, but I know there's going to be a lot of Lakers fans wanting to buy the Lakers, so same thing with Warriors. And then the one other team I didn't put on here, but maybe I should have, is the Heat. The Heat have Andrew Wiggins, Norman Powell, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Kelly Ware. They have a lot of really solid to good players, so I can see them being pretty good this year. But you do need to buy team cards. I'd say you could honestly just go with, if you're really broke, I'd say just buy, like, let's say you have 1,000 racks or 1,200 racks. I'd say you'd buy Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander Thunder team card. My personal opinion. And I know most people would say, don't do that if you're broke. I would tell you to do that. And then we have all the other guys in here. Jaylen Brown, I think, could be really dominant this year. He's going to have, less people hogging the ball. So he's going to be getting a lot of shots up. Same thing with Derek White. LeBron's on here for obvious reasons. We have a lot of OKC players. Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein, Jalen Williams, J-Dub. Knicks, we have Josh Hart, OG, Mikal, and then we also have, obviously in the top 10, we have Cat, and we have Brunson. Miles Turner's on there. For Indiana, the only guy I got is Pascal Siakam. I think he's going to be really good this year. We got LaMelo Ball for Charlotte, but even then, I would say maybe you want to go with Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller's a good one. Miles Bridges. Another good one. I didn't, put Brandon Miller on here, but he was hurt last year, so I just kind of forgot about Jalen Duran. Another guy, like, for Detroit, the center. I think he could be really good this year. Evan Mobley is a very good buy. Darius Garland, solid buy. Wemby's going to be very good this year. I didn't put him in the top 10 just because he's a little injury prone. Not in the sense that he gets injured much, but just because of his, sort of body, the way it works, I would kind of get scared. And then we just have a lot of good players. This is kind of just like, my opinion, these are all guys worth buying. If you were to go with 85 players, no teams, it's 1,700 racks. So it's 17,000 racks, my bad. And then if you were going to do that with 5 teams, it's going to be 21,000 racks you're spending in total for this many players, 85 players, and 5 teams. I'm probably going to buy 100 almost on day one because I'm going to be buying all my Magic guys. And I'm probably going to buy, I don't even know. I probably won't need to buy too many players from, whatever team cards I buy. But that's kind of just some stuff I wanted to point out. Now I want to go over some methods to make racks off this. Hopefully you stayed to this part of the video. Also, I'm giving away 1K racks. Comment on this video and tell me your username. And tell me, or not tell me your username, but tell me your username and then tell me who do you think is going to win MVP this year. That's the question. Please do. All right, let's go back to the methods. NBA, this is kind of the boosting method. The boosting method's very good this year with the way they did what did they do? How they did the new boosters. So if you guys didn't know, I'm just gonna actually go to tomorrow because it show me tomorrow's whatever. Let's see, do I have him? Yeah, I want him. Dylan Larkin. So essentially, they kind of did it now where you can boost people like even in advance. So I don't. He plays. I'll just do points. Essentially, if he were to get a 1 rating, right? Like, let's just go to this, right? Okay, he's got like a 4.2 today, or one yesterday. He would have made 5 racks on a 4.2 rating. Not very good, but when you get it to the point where it's a 5 times a 20 booster, we're talking 100 racks straight up 100 racks for like just a 5 racks performance times the 20 booster. That's 100 racks. And then that's not even the crazy part. When you look at the boost, it also gives racks for points if they get points or whatever it is. NBA, this is gonna be so good for certain guys who get hella rebounds. Rebound booster is gonna be great. Points booster is gonna be great. Assist booster is gonna be really good for guys like Chris Paul, Trae Young with assist booster is going to be the move this year. Same thing with Jokic. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be very good to make racks off guys like Trae Young, like guys like Nikola Jokic, like guys like SGA, like Anthony Edwards. It's just going to be so easy to make racks. I think guards are going to be more fluctuate more, obviously, but unless it's SGA. But Donovan Mitchell, SGA, gonna be those guys. Jokic and SGA, bro, and Giannis and Embiid when he's healthy. It's gonna make you so many racks. And block booster, like the block booster on Wembanyama is gonna be great. So that's the first method I want to kind of go over. I also want to go over on this day racks when it comes to NBA in particular. Hopefully you've stuck around to this part of the video. But as you can see here, I have a 450 claim just for the Magic 6X in October 25th, which is like early on in the season. I also have 160 there. So yeah, this is with the new method or the new the new multipliers and all that. This is made on this day better and worse at the same time. It's better for iconics, mystics. Everything else, not so much, but I will tell you, you can still take advantage of this. You can go ahead to previous years. You can go ahead buy players, and you can technically these are right here. This one, what are these called? It goes uncommon, common. Is this epic? No. I don't know what the 1 point or the orange ones are, but I can check real quick. Essentially, rare. So I'd say you could probably go and just check leaderboards and make offers for someone you want to buy. Essentially, because I make an offer, it's not gonna let me because all these. Okay, so obviously for a 40x, it's gonna cost a lot, but for a rare, it's not gonna cost a ton. You can go around, make offers, and you can also use this website, which is in my site bio. It's called onthisdayracks.com. You just use this, essentially. It's free. It's easy to use. And it has all the sports in here. So NBA, you go based off this. So common, it shows how much racks you'll make over the course of a year. This is from depending on the year. And common, uncommon, rare. And the rare is what I would kind of go for. So maybe you could go for potentially a Jalen Brunson, or you could go for So I don't think a bunch of people are gonna be like, oh, I really like Josh Hart. You could go try to make an offer for like 500 racks, 600 racks on a Josh Hart that's a rare, and you could end up buying his player card, and then you'll make about 500 to 700 profit depending on how much you buy that pass for. And that's just a really good method in my personal opinion. Also, like again, I'm gonna talk about it. Daily drafts are gonna be very good. You want to do that. But the last two things I want to talk about is I want to talk about player pack method, and I want to talk about the serial method. So you're like, what the heck's the serial method? These are for people that don't know. Essentially, you're trying to be the first person to go ahead and buy the player card, and you can sell. And if you get the number 1 serial, or you get something like 41 or 67, because it's a stupid meme, people will make you offers for a serial at a outrageous rate. If you get 30 for Curry, you're gonna get offered thousands of racks for that. So being first, if you have pro, you have to have pro to kind of do this method, because they get it an hour before everyone else does when it comes to buying cards. It's gonna be really good, man. It's gonna be really good. And people will drop hella racks. I remember I sold like my number 2 Cal Riley for like 3,000 racks like earlier this year. So, and I just sold like who did I sell? I sold someone else the other day for 600 racks, and I had like a pretty shitty serial. So you can make extra racks off this. Also, just on card holder limits or whatever it's called, or thresholds, you'll get racks back. So it's pretty good. Obviously, no more ceilings, no more rack ceilings, caps, except for on this day. And then the player pack method, I'll just go over this real quick because you want to know it. It's going to be very important. Basically, also I want to point this out because, for example, a guy like Nikola Jokic, I think Jokic and SGA, you can legitimately go in and buy their player pack every single day. You're going to get a booster with it, right? It's going to cost 200 racks. You're going to slowly upgrade the card. But even more so, I think you could just sell off the play cards. And then once you get the booster, you're probably going to profit at least 300 to 500 per pack. If it's just the 1 pack a day for like Nikola or SGA or even Curry, LeBron, whoever, just because of the hype around people collecting their card, it's going to be really good. And especially Jokic with this, like, we can go look up Jokic real quick because I want to explain this to you a little bit more in depth. Let me look this up. Nikola Jokic. So if you look at this, you don't want to take into preseason because he's not playing as hard as in preseason. If you just look at how his average performance, I don't know what an average rating was this last season. I don't know where it tells you that, but an 8.8 day. I don't know if these racks are right, but that says 18. I don't think these are right, but or that would have been playoffs, I think. So it's probably right if it's playoffs because playoffs boost double. So he would have had 18 times a 20. Like, let's just talk about this is playoffs, so keep that in mind. So 18 times 20. I'll say you had a assist booster on, you'd probably add another 20, or it's points or rebounds or something like. It's just, and that's just a 20. If we're talking 18 times 50, like the 50 booster, which is just a legendary booster, you should be saving these for playoffs, in my opinion. 900 racks on one boost. I mean, that's so good, and I'm just telling you, that's like. It's going to make on this day a lot worse over time, but during in-game, in-season racks are going to be crazy good. And as you can see, there's 7.6, 4.9, 5.8, 8.8, 5.7. He wasn't doing nearly what he was doing. Like the regular season, this guy was doing 6s every night, and this is a 7.5, so 7 racks. We're talking 7 times 20. That's minimum. You know, whatever. I'm telling you, for Nikola Jokic, you're gonna just want to basically save your best boosters for him, like, every day. And same thing with SGA, Giannis. You know, there's probably gonna be a really bad team this year that gives up a lot of points, and you're gonna want to just keep an eye on them and boost them a lot. Whatever players you have that go against them, but I don't like this change a lot, but it is what it is, and I think you can still profit a lot off it. So hopefully that helped. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment who you think is going to win MVP, along with your username, and yeah, peace.